Hello, I'm Necro, and today I'm going to be taking you through the seeds and collectibles of the Wailing Swamp. The timestamps will be in the description, so without further ado, let's begin. We're going to be starting out at the Wailing Forest Triport. From the Triport, we're going to walk a short distance to the right, where we should be able to find the Pale Lump monster mark. Once you find it, go ahead and kill it. Just a step away from the Pale Lump, we're going to find the NPC Dakira, and she's going to be guarding a Makoko seed that we can only access once we have the Bloody Fist. Since I'm planning on grabbing that in a future video, I'm going to come back and collect this seed then. A little bit further north at about right here on the map, you're going to find this turnip looking thing in the ground, and if you investigate it, you're going to find a cooking herb. We're going to be using that later to make the eel herb Kholodets. Now we're going to run south a little bit past the Triport, and at about right here on the map, we're going to be looking for the Withered branch Treant. Once you find him, go ahead and add him to your adventurer's tome. Then we're going to continue further south. We're going to come to right here on the map, where we'll find an investigate pop up in the middle of these bushes. From this investigate, we got a fatty part, which you can see in the description is a key ingredient of Avesta's smoked beef jerky. As you can see here, we're going to need 5 fatty parts, 10 lean meat chunks, and 1 joint part meat. So what we'll have to do is go back and forth between a few of these investigate symbols until they respawn so that we can keep collecting the different parts that we'll need. I'll show you all 8 of these investigate spots and then give you my suggestion on how to complete this grind most efficiently. Here's the second spot. This shot shows it more clearly, but it seems to be some kind of dead wildlife you can harvest. A little further northwest at right here on the map, we're going to find ourselves the Wailing Forest Vista. And if you walk just a little further to the left, you're going to see there's a seed in this corrupted tree. And just a little bit south of the vista, we're going to find the third spot to investigate for the cooking parts. With that in mind, we're going to head back to the Wailing Forest. We'll climb down the vines here. And here, just at the bottom of the vines, is another investigate option. Then there will be another corpse here. Another one here. We'll just be making our way linearly through this part of the map, stopping right here to try and find the screaming Taguma monster mark. Just check around a bit if you don't see it at first. Then at here we'll be able to grab another part. Then the final carcass will be here. After having finished the grind, my suggestion is going to be to climb down the vines at the Wailing Forest Triport and grab all 5 along this path up until this point. Then triport back and rinse and repeat until you're done. I've noticed the one by the vines doesn't respawn as much as the other ones for some reason, so if you wait for a minute and it still doesn't show up, go look for the other ones first. We're going to head to the right just a little bit and jump down these vines. And once you get down here to the Forest Sentinel habitat, you're going to be looking out for one of these giant watchers, the Forest Sentinels. Killing them will give you a chance to get the Watcher's Strange Spores. This is going to start a quest when you use it, Watchers of the Abandoned Land, which you might note is another story thing we need to pick up. So you'll go ahead and accept the quest. So you can either finish it up now or wait until we head back to Kholodets to make the cooking items. Moving on, at about right here, you're going to find a giant plant bulb. This is yet another spot where we're going to need the Soulful Requiem at 60% completion to unlock and collect a Makoko seed. Now we'll be exiting the habitat via the north vines and heading along the path to the east till we get to right here where we'll find and collect the red Mire Vista. Now we'll keep on heading down the path till we come to these arrows, which will jump up, coming to this spot so that we can note this other plant bulb that we'll need Soulful Requiem for. Before I forget to mention, I will be coming back to all of these locked seeds in a separate video to collect them, just in case those of you who are following along with me might have forgotten where everything is, because I know I sure would have. Alright, now we'll jump down and head deeper into the swamp, to right here on the map, where we'll find ourselves another seed. Moving right along down the path, thankfully skipping by all those crazy arrows. You want to come to about right here, and look for the Blunt Claw Krakan, who will kill, and hopefully acquire an unknown intestine from. In case he didn't spawn here for you, there is a second place he can spawn, so I'll show you where that is in a moment. That spot will be at right about here. All of the mutated swamp krakens have a chance to drop these, and we're going to need an absolute ton of them, so get prepared to grind. In total, you're going to need 10 of these fine intestines and 50 of these intestines that may be used for cooking. We can get those intestines right here by using the unknown intestines we picked up from the krakens. And unfortunately, we got 6 of the blue ones. By crafting these, you will have a chance to get the purple ones, which is why you're going to need a lot. So 60 is the bare minimum if you get perfectly lucky. But because we need 10 of these epic ones, that's why we're going to need to grind a lot. We'll make a quick stop at right here on the map so that we can pick ourselves up another seed. Keep heading forward towards the far north of the swamp. In the Wakanda Swamp, our final grind begins on these mutated swamp eels. They each have a chance to drop this Feiton eel meat. I had to kill 4 or 5 before I got my first one, so they're not that common of a drop. We're going to need 30 of them total. So between the investigate grinding, the Krakan grinding, and the eel grinding, we're going to be here for quite a minute. Fight your way all the way to the very end of the Wakanda Swamp, where we'll find the Wastewater Skehal monster mark. Then run south a little bit, and it's here that we'll once again run into Jeremian, who will be blocking us from getting yet another seed until we get ourselves 300 charisma. That's everything for the Adventurer's Tome, but for the final 3 seeds, we'll head to the Delane Settlement. A quick mention for another Soulful Requiem seed. That's right here on the map. If we run north of the Triport on this first catwalk, we'll find a seed tucked away back here behind this tree. Then we'll want to jump down these vines, and at the very bottom we'll run to the northeast. Then at right here, we're going to find the final seed of the zone. Okay, I finally finished the grind. I've got my 30 Feiton eel meat, I've got way more fatty parts and lean meat chunks than I needed, and I got 100 unknown intestines, so I'm going to hope that I get what I need from them. All in all, this grind wasn't quite as bad as I thought. It does take a while, and it's very boring, but it only took about an hour to an hour and a half, I'd say, and that's even including the extras that I got. And I got a bunch of other collectibles for the Adventurer's Tome too, which is nice. So with all those items in hand, we're going to head back to Kholodets. Alright, so we're going to go 10 at a time. So when you get a purple one, it'll count as a great success. That's pretty cool. So 100 was not enough. I got 5 out of the 10 that I need, so it seems like the chance might be 1 in 20 based on my results. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and use our 30 eel meat and our cooking herb to make the eel herb Kholodets. And our Avesta smoked beef jerky. We'll go ahead and add these to the Adventurer's Tome. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and turn in Watchers of the Abandoned Land. There we go. A couple closing thoughts on the grind. For the Krakens, start at Red Mire and just kind of go along this path right here and go back and forth. I just mounted up and killed as many as I could along the way. And for the Wakanda Swamp, I just went in a loop around here, like a racetrack. Everything respawns pretty fast, so you won't have to do too much waiting around, so good luck. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and call it here for this video. If it helped you out at all, please consider leaving a like, it would mean so much to me. Subscribe if you'd like to see the rest of the series, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like me to do better or differently. We're going to head to Shady Cliff next, so until then, that'll be all from me. See ya!